You can't win them all, regardless about how the Tigers have been playing recently and whatnot. The Jays went there and won 3 of 4 on the road. You'll take that any day of the week. You won the season series against the Tigers. You're in a good spot, right? And you're 8-2 since the All-Star break. You're good. You're bound to lose a game, and unfortunately, you allowed a lot of runs, but a lot of runs that we don't really care about. And why do I say it like that? Because it was Chad Green and Justin Burrell. And let's be honest, if Chad Green's on this team past like a week from now, we got an issue. However, it didn't really matter, right? Because the Jays' offense wasn't all that great. People are going to say, well, they scored 4 runs in the... Yeah, look. If the game was still 3-0, you wouldn't have seen the pictures you saw from the Tigers. You would have seen much higher leverage guys. You probably wouldn't have scored the 4 runs. You never know. Hindsight's 2020. You never know. But when Justin Burrell and Chad Green made their impact in the game, it was 10-0 Tigers, and it was over. They made a little comeback, a little fake comeback, made it interesting, made Tiger fans boo, and had to use a couple extra pitchers. So I guess, sure. But in the end, the offense wasn't great. Bo Bichette was ridiculous. 5 for 5 in the game. He was outstanding. The Jays had 10 hits today. It looks a lot better than it actually was, right? At one point, I think they only had 7 hits. He had 4 of them, 5 of them. It wasn't great. However, we got to talk about Bo, and we got to talk about Max Scherzer, because those are the only positives you got from today's game. And when you're 8-2 in your last 10 games, and you won 3 of 4 on the road, I'm okay taking a couple positives, especially when those positives are actual positives. You're not looking through it like, that guy got a couple of hits. That guy, we got an RBI. No. When you go 5 for 5 in a ball game and drive in 2 runs, yeah, that's something special, man. That truly is. And Bo Bichette going into his walk year. Here's the check. Take it! Him and Vlad having very, very good second halves of this season. Bo Bichette now hitting .289 with a .329 on base. Going into play today with .770 OPS. That's going to be over .780 after today's game. He's getting back to Bo Bichette stuff where the OPS is going to be in the .815, .820 range. He's going to be hitting around the .300 mark. That's just what he does when he's healthy. And boy, is he swinging the bat well after the break. Him and Vlad. Vlad went 1 for 4, scored a run, walked once, got on base twice. George Springer went 2 for 5 of the runs, scored an RBI. Fine, right? But in the end, the rest of the team didn't do anything. And Alejandro Kirk goes on the IL with concussion protocol, so we'll see what ends up happening there moving forward. They call up Ali Sanchez to back up Heineman. Look, it's going to be a lot of Tyler Heineman now for the next little bit. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how they play this out, though, because you got an Orioles game at 6:35 tomorrow. Heineman will start that. But then you got the doubleheader, so Ali Sanchez has to start one of those. And then you have an afternoon game on Wednesday, which tells me that probably Heineman's going to start the first afternoon game on the Tuesday. And then Ali Sanchez will get the second game, and then Heineman will get the Wednesday afternoon game before the off day Thursday. That's just my guess. But, yeah, let's talk about this game, I guess, very briefly. Max Scherzer got the start. And without a doubt, best start as a Blue Jay. I think there's no doubt about that. Goes 7 innings, allows 3 hits. And if I'm not mistaken, in that bottom half of the third inning, 1, 2, all 3 hits were in that inning, and it was capped off by a 3-run shot from Gleyber Torres. And that was the entire offense. Other than that, Max Scherzer threw 6 no-hit innings. You know, and it looked like they were going to get out of that inning, too. They had second and third, nobody out. And then he gets a fly ball to Alden Roden. Then Bo Bichette makes an incredible basket catch in shallow left field. Then you get 2 out, and he allows a 3-run shot. So that was painful. But you thought, well, 3 runs. Jay's offense has been fine. It's only the third inning. Yeah, well, Jack Flaherty was outstanding, and he shuts the Jays down. And then obviously the bullpen did their thing in the 8th and 9th, the 8th inning, allowing 7 runs in the 8th. Couldn't get 3 outs. But back to Max Scherzer. He went 7 innings, 3 hits. 3 runs, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 11. He was great. Like, I'm trying to be as positive as I can from a game like this, and when there's things like Bo Bichette going 5 for 5 and Max Scherzer giving you a start like this, yeah, I'll take that any day of the week. As long as they bounce back tomorrow, which they should. Right? Max Scherzer was great. The velocity and the fastball up there on the 95s. I saw quite a few of those. Great movement on his off-speed pitches. They were off balance all game long. Again, just a bad pitch to Gleyber Torres. Bad inning overall for Max Scherzer. And it happens. In the offense, that's the reason they didn't win today. You only allow you allow 3 runs through 7 innings. You should have a chance to win a ball game. Your offense just wasn't there. That's going to happen, right? And what we've seen from this Blue Jays team all year long, well, let's just say from that Bo Bichette homer in Texas onwards, is that they don't dwell on things. Like, you're going to have a stinker once in a while, like today, for example, but they bounce back. They have a short memory. They flush this thing. They'll get on the plane, go to Baltimore, and they'll come out tomorrow and score 9 runs and win a ball game or something like that, right? They have a short memory. They know what they need to do to win. You just got to go out there and execute it. And they didn't do that today. It happens. It's baseball. It's sports. It's life. You're going to have stinkers. But it's, do you dwell on it? That's the question. And as a baseball player and as a baseball fan, you cannot let that happen. Right? It's the story of the ball game. Offensively, we talked about it. 10 hits total, struck out 9 times, walked 5. Spit it out. I believe most of those were in the 9th inning, so I'm not going to get too excited over the 5 walks, but in the end, whatever. Max Scherzer, we talked about it. Great outing. Chad Green got 2 guys out. 3 hits and 3 runs. No good. Justin Brule got 1 dude out. Allowed 4 hits and 4 runs, though, in the process. Look. When is Chad Green going to get the Eric Swanson treatment where it's just like, all right, bud, just pack your bags? Like, if he's not allowing a homer, he's doing this. He's allowed 12 home runs this season, guys. 12 homers in 43 games. 12 homers in 42 innings pitched going into play today. And he didn't allow a homer today, but he allowed 3 earned runs. It's just not good. And I'm hoping Big Boss Ross, this is where he's got to take over now. He's got to get at this trade deadline, and he knows what he needs. He knows the bullpen help he needs. Been pretty quiet. We've heard a lot of interested in. Still waiting. We got about, what is it, Wednesday, Thursday that the trade deadline is? Got to make it happen. I'm excited. But we'll see what happens, man. They need some bullpen help. I would still love for them to get one guy who can smack a baseball around. Just to add to the depth of this lineup when Alejandro Kirk comes back, when Dalton Varsho comes back, which is very, very shortly here. Hopefully Kirky's not on the IL very long. Varsho is in AAA rehabbing. He'll be back soon. If they can add something, that lengthens out the lineup a ton. You add a couple bullpen guys. Starting rotation is starting to take fold. Like, you're getting Max Scherzer pitching like this and really starting to like himself out. You got Kevin Gausman. His last 2 outings have been outstanding against good teams. We'll see. Big Boss Ross, it's up to you now, bud. Let's see what happens, all right? So let's quickly break down the upcoming series, and then we'll call it quits, all right? So Game 1 tomorrow against the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards, 6:35 first pitch there. Is Chris Bassitt versus Zach Eflin. Zach Eflin has been awful for the Orioles. An ERA of 5.78 this season. It's only 6-5, though. Interesting stuff. That's why records in baseball don't mean diddly squat. Game 2 and Game 3. So it's a doubleheader on Tuesday. Eric Lauer, Charlie Morton is listed on here as one of the matchups. I'm guessing the other one is probably going to be like a Luzardo Estrada game for the Blue Jays. That's my guess. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that's the way it's going to be, unless they acquire somebody at the deadline. And, oh, there you go. I doubt it. But that's probably going to be the case. And the finale is lined up at least. Jose Barrios and Dean Kramer is the pitching matchup on Wednesday afternoon. But kind of a weird schedule, right? 6:35 tomorrow. Then you have a 12:35 first pitch and 6:35 first pitch. But then you get a 12:35 first pitch again on Wednesday. So it's an interesting one for the Blue Jays and Orioles. But look, you got 4 games. And I get it, the Orioles aren't great this year. 3 of 4. Go out there, win 3 of 4. We feeling good, right? Then you'd be like 11-3 since the break. You're feeling confident. Going into the off day, going through the trade deadline. Let's go, boys. All right? So let's focus our attention now to tomorrow's ball game, because you know what? Let me wrap it up with this. I don't want people getting worried about the standings, okay? Yankees won today, right? They won 4-3. Yeah, they won 4-3. You're 5.5 up and you have the tiebreaker. We're fine, okay? You look at the divisional, right? Divisional, or I guess the best record in the American League. Well, you look at it. The Tigers beat us today. Unfortunate. We have the tiebreaker. We're doing okay. The Oakland Athletics. Yes, I'm going to still call them Oakland for now. They are beating the living snot out of the Houston Astros again. The Astros lost Game 1. Actually, wow, they're going to get swept in a 4-game series in Houston, too. They lost 5-2 in Game 1, 15-3 in Game 2. 5-1 in Game 3, and they're down 7-0 today. The Jays are still going to have a 3-game lead at top of the entire American League. And the Brewers, I think, are tied right now. They're tied in the 9th inning with the Marlins. Look, even if they win, you're still half a game of best record in baseball. We're good, Jays fans. On to tomorrow. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and Max Scherzer and Bo Bichette today. How about that? Hit that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys know that's already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys, of course, Jays Edition, tomorrow. Game 1 of the 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yard. 6:35 first pitch. Chris Bassitt, Zach Eflin is the pitching matchup there. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And Max Scherzer and Bo Bichette today. Talk to you guys then.